What's going on, world? We are back. I'm C Moody here with
D Moody.
We are Sports Moves. We've covered NFL, recapping Week 1 and college sports. We're in the WWE right now. Hit up Monday Night Raw. We're now on Smackdown. We're going to get into Sunday's No Mercy pay-per-view. Once again, we are Sports Moves. 2 Moodys,
1 Duty.
Sports. Let go.
Alright guys, when you hear that bell, you know it's time for Sports Moves. We're back. Now we're getting into Smackdown Live. As C. Moody told you, we've already talked about some NFL action from Week 2, recapping everything that happened there. We got into college football. Now we covered Monday Night Raw, talking about how we felt about that. Now we're getting into Smackdown Live. Now we know last week we had a big confrontation between Kevin Owens and Vince McMahon coming in, who was kind of coming there to talk to KO about what happened with Shane and the reason why he suspended Shane for attacking him, and just kind of getting into some other things. Also, we learned that Shane McMahon will be facing Kevin Owens in a Hell in a Cell match at the SmackDown Live's next pay-per-view. So Shane, I'm assuming they never said this week. I didn't hear anything, but I'm assuming he's now unsuspended because he was on the show.
Yeah, he released him.
He released him.
He reinstated him.
He reinstated him, so he's only suspended for a week there. So it wasn't a long-lived suspension. Should have never took place to begin with. But it is what it is. So Shane is back, comes out with his "Here Comes the Money." You notice he didn't really do a lot of dancing and, you know, all the normal stuff, his gyrating that he does when he comes out. So he was all about business tonight. And he basically talked about, you know, he recapped what Kevin Owens did to his dad, how he had to sit home with his 3 kids and watch his father, their grandfather, get beat down by a coward. And then he pretty much promised to Kevin Owens, hey, this is going to be massive vengeance coming your way. And usually when the McMahons are, you know, he kind of related that, hey, me and my dad don't have the best relationship. You know, we've had our differences, but, you know, at the end of the day, he's still my dad. And I think most people who have differences with any family member, right, you know, when it comes to somebody else bothering them or doing something to them, you're going to band together because that's your family at the end of the day. Unless you just have a black heart and don't have a soul to
right,
step up for one of your own. So, you know, and then he pretty much condemns Kevin Owens to a ruthless beating from these hands. So basically, short and to the point this week for Shane McMahon, all business. What do you think?
I liked it. Yeah, I liked it. I mean, you know, Shane McMahon always comes out, you know, shuffling his feet, get the little pump, chest pump, peace sign to the crowd. He always says what's going on to whatever, you know, city he's in. He didn't do any of it. He was just there. It really felt like, it didn't feel like he was irate. Like,
I thought he would have came out with more
aggression,
but I guess sometimes you can be calm and still be raging.
Yeah. I guess that's one of them, like, them built-in anger kind of situations. Mm-hmm. So I still liked it. I still liked the fact that he came in and just basically said, I'm going to destroy you, KO, for what you did to my family. So I'm excited somewhat to see it, more so because it's a Hell in a Cell, actually in a cell, when it does come to fruition, when the pay-per-view comes, I think in 3 weeks now. Mm-hmm. So I liked it. I wish that Kevin Owens was here. And it's funny because every week Kevin Owens does something that I don't like, but it's actually playing perfect to his character that he's supposed to be. Because it's like, why wasn't he here? But then I remember, he's a coward.
He already knew if he was in that building,
right?
Him and Shane was going to have to see each other. off the hands, as people say.
So I mean, KO definitely is playing into his role.
What most people say, you have to catch that round.
You're gonna have to catch that round one time, one good time. But you know what? I like I said last week. I mean, I think, and as you stated earlier when we was recapping Raw, how Triple H is not really happy with Finn Balor. I mean, part of that goes to the fact that Vince McMahon is more so invested on Monday Night Raw, especially it being a 3-hour show. And I think SmackDown is pretty much becoming Triple H's and maybe Stephanie's kind of investment, because we already know that NXT is solely Triple H's baby.
And then so also, too, didn't mean to cut you off there. Road Dogg has a lot of to do with some of the creative stuff on SmackDown too.
Okay.
Because he took a lot of heat for how bad Battleground was, the booking, the card itself.
Right.
A lot of people feel Battleground was the worst pay-per-view.
I do remember seeing that. I remember seeing him defending himself on Twitter about how people viewed it. But I mean, I say all that to say that I believe that Vince is really fond of Kevin Owens, and I think by them going so far as to get Vince McMahon to come out and confront him and actually get beaten up by him, like I said last week, Vince McMahon doesn't get beat up by people he doesn't feel relevant. So I feel like they really are pushing something with KO. I don't see what this fight actually is going to prove, because it really doesn't have a motive.
Yeah, like what am I getting out of this?
Right, other than just Shane McMahon's vengeance. Like, you know, because like I said, Vince already pretty much disclosed the whole idea of KO suing. So it's pretty much just Shane McMahon saying, I want a chance to beat you or catch that round. So, but besides that, I mean, I really think that they're going to do something with KO, and I like the whole... I actually like this feud to an extent. I don't feel like... No, I do like this feud. Let me take that back. I like this feud.
I like it too. I think they're really building this thing up, as you were saying. Yeah. I think this is, like you said, it's going to be more of Shane's revenge than anything. Will it continue after Hell in a Cell? I'm not sure. I do know there are rumors out there, possibly a Survivor Series. Team KO versus Team Shane. Not sure how that'll go either. But I really like the way this thing is going right now. And I think I'm just anxious to kind of see in the coming weeks, will we have both of them in the same building at the same time? I'm pretty sure there's going to be a contract signing between the two with this match.
Have to.
So I'm anxious to kind of see what's going on, what's going to be going on forward as we get into the upcoming weeks of this rivalry. Next thing on SmackDown Live was Randy Orton coming out. Like, again, we just trying to figure out, like, what is Randy Orton's position now that he's not in the title picture.
Right.
Lost to Nakamura a couple weeks ago. Him and Rusev had a little short rivalry. Looks like that's going to continue now.
Yeah.
So that could be the answer to your question from the other week. What legend was he referring to?
That's true. The legend killer, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, him and Aiden English comes out singing, the voices inside his head. Whatever he was singing.
Yeah, he was being disrespectful.
He was.
It was funny.
And I really thought Randy was going to win it like that. But
I
he
did.
kind of actually pushed Randy a little bit.
Which I didn't like the fact that, just from the fact that Aiden English right now is just really a relief wrestler.
He's just a jobber.
Until this match, he wasn't expected to do that with Randy Orton.
Yep.
So I don't know. Does that mean that they're going to actually start putting some real angles for Aiden English?
It could.
Because all that did, if it wasn't, was just make Randy Orton look weaker, because he took him a long time with, like you say, a jobber. Mm-hmm. So.
But where's his partner? Where's the what they call them, the Vaudevillains, right?
Yeah.
Where's the other guy?
He's gone. He actually, I think he quit. Yeah, I forgot what was the purpose, but I remember that, hearing it from Wrestle Talk TV. Mm-hmm. But I want to say that he quit.
Okay.
For whatever reason.
I noticed I hadn't seen him in
months.
So I didn't know what was going on with that. But I think, like you were saying, how he beat Rusev early at SummerSlam, this kind of also shows Randy Orton's other side. Like, he can win quick, or you can act like you have the advantage over him, and then in a split second, boom, definitely. RKO is over. He caught him. He always seems to catch people coming off the top rope. I mean, Seth Rollins, like, the best one I ever saw was the one he caught Seth Rollins coming off the top rope at WrestleMania, and he also got another one on Rollins. I think they
when
were
he
like
tried to do the curb stomp.
The curb stomp.
Pushed him up.
Yeah, he pushed him up and caught him with that. And then you also saw, I don't know if you remember when he caught, Rollins has always been on the bad end of an RKO though.
Oh yeah.
He caught him off the cage one time. He pulled his leg off the cage.
I do.
And then caught him with it too. So Randy can strike that thing from anywhere.
Yeah.
So he hits Aiden English with that. You know, that's just one of the most dangerous moves you'll ever want to see. Then we saw Rusev come out. Pretty much blame Randy Orton for his country turning against him. And then all of a sudden he wants an impromptu match with Orton. And Orton kind of pretty much agrees, like, okay, this is what you want, sure.
Right.
And then it was kind of like Aiden English somehow got involved, I think.
Yeah, he tried to come in the ring.
Yeah, he tried to come back. Like, why would you?
What's the point?
Like, what's the point of you coming back? But he kind of distracted Randy Orton as soon as he turned around. Rusev super kick. That's a big dude to be doing a super kick. But it's effective though. Did you hear the sound off?
Yeah.
Like
right.
I can't make the sound, but it was there you go. However the sound was, it was just like it echoed like once his foot made contact with Randy Orton. So he pretty much Rusev got a faulty win over Orton.
Right.
You know, a quick 1, 2, 3. What do you think of that?
It makes sense. I mean, Randy Orton was in a match, and I guess that kind of serves the purpose of Aiden English kind of being in there so long because it made Randy Orton really look tired. So when Rusev came and just hit him with one kick, because I mean, that's not his special. That's nothing, it's something everybody really has in their arsenal now. Mm-hmm. So for him to just get a win off of that, just kind of, I guess it played into their feud. It also helped because now Rusev went and he celebrated like he just won both championships. Man, it's like, but I guess it redeems himself because technically that makes that match almost faster, if not, just as fast, if not faster, than the match Randy Orton had to him.
Won over him.
So, I mean, I guess that redeems that part. So now they have to really fight each other.
They do, but it was just like the way Rusev had that promo the other week, like, I have to do whatever I got to do to a legend. It made him seem like he was going to be
really evil,
really aggressive with it, and he just wanted a cheap victory.
Right.
So the promo really didn't match what really happened.
Yeah. He didn't look as strong as he looked last week.
Yeah, with the promo made you think he was going to do something more than what he actually did. So he just basically got a cheapskate victory over Randy Orton, which really doesn't count because it wasn't really an official match. So it was like, this means nothing because it was in the spur of the moment. You lost at a big time pay-per-view, SummerSlam. The match was booked. You lost, and then you try to come get a steel win over Orton on SmackDown Live after he just had a match.
Out of nowhere.
So that really didn't do anything for me. I guess we're going to continue to see Orton and Rusev feud. Yeah. Really not excited for this feud as much. So it kind of put me in a bad mood a little bit.
Definitely.
We also learned that Kevin Owens would be on the show, but via satellite, so we'll get more into that. They kind of threw a little promo card out there for that. And then Charlotte is now back on SmackDown Live. I'll let you take. I mean, Charlotte's coming back. We saw a promo on that. And we'll have you talk about that in a little bit. But then I forgot that Jinder Mahal came out before that. So I can't overtake the modern day Maharaja.
Yeah.
I got to give him his due. Although to me it just looked like a repeat of last week.
It was, and because of that, man, it put me in a bad mood, man. It really did. It was the same thing. It was nothing different. It was just them doing the same thing, the same criticism. But he actually, he went too far. I think he called him like a Mr. Miyagi. Like he did something.
And the crowd started chanting.
The crowd literally chanted, "That's too far." Like, oh my goodness. Like,
that was rough.
Yeah, so, and the fact of the matter, for 2 weeks now, there was no Shinsuke. There was him not coming to defend himself.
Yeah.
But then they showed that he was there backstage talking to Renee Young.
That didn't make sense.
It made no sense at all. And all he did was just say, yeah, he said it. It hurt. And it was funny. But he'll see when whatever
He
his
was
time
like,
is.
it's very funny, but it's not gonna be so funny when I win the WWE Championship at Hell in a Cell. And his fault's away. Like again, I give Nakamura a lot of leeway on the